Hello again, my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. I am still trying to figure out what to do with the internet. I am doing my best to get back on schedule. And without further ado, why don't we go into the next chapter? Grab yourself something to drink, grab yourself a snack, sit back and relax, as we go into Percy Might Be a God. Or at least Odysseus thinks so. Written by Avesrinapproved, Chapter 8, A Storm and a Witch. They have some easy travels for a few days thanks to Percy, but it's not long before their trials return. They're so close to home that Odysseus can see Ithaca when the grey skies that have been looming overhead since Percy insulted Zeus finally turn into a storm. The most violent one they've ever faced. The storm's so thick they can barely see the boat next to them. The only confidence Odysseus has that the fleet is still there with them is that he knows Percy is holding them all together. They try to push through the battering winds and lightning, fighting day and night, but even with the men rowing and a demigod's powers, every bit of progress they make is undone in seconds without Percy's full concentration. There's no hope of getting through, but Annabeth keeps pushing, watching the sky for something. But whatever she's waiting for doesn't come, and after 2 days she's finally relents. "There's nothing, Percy! We must be too early! Can you get us out of there?" She calls to him. "Can do," he calls back, sounding almost relieved, keeping the boats from capsizing, but other than that, mainly just letting the storm push them back out, every bit of progress they made undone in a minute. They were so close. Odysseus could also smell the fires of Ithaca on the wind, but by the time they're back out of the storm, they are back in the middle of the ocean, with a different island on the horizon and a wall of storm between them and home. "All right," Odysseus says with a sigh. "We'll head for that island, recuperate, and make sure no one's hurt. Percy." Before he can finish his sentence, he turns to see Percy nearly topple off the side of the boat, a crew member having to catch him and pull him back aboard. Odysseus quickly goes to him, checking on him. "The storm was too rough. I should have pulled us out sooner," he grits his teeth, speaking mostly to himself. "Set him down there. We'll have to row," he announces, his men looking nearly broken as they pick up their oars, drenched and tired after 2 days of sleepless rowing. But there's no helping it. They need a safe place before they can rest. Will and Annabeth kneel down next to where Percy was set. "Don't worry, he's just tired," Will assures, though he still checks Percy over. I think he's going to be out for a while. He looks like I do after a big jump," Nico notes. Will nods. "I'll let him sleep for a while. If he doesn't wake up by tomorrow, I'll give him some nectar." "I haven't seen him spent like this in a while," Annabeth threats, holding her partner's hand. Percy soon moved to a bed to sleep it off, though he does not wake up for breakfast the next morning, and Will goes to tend to him. Salt water, nectar, and some hymns, a quiet song to Apollo, but Percy still doesn't wake. "Has he ever been out like this before?" Odysseus asks Annabeth. "Yes. When he first came to camp, he was out for 2 days, but not in a really long time." She shakes her head. "Nico's normally the one you have to worry about fainting, but Percy almost never reaches his limit like this." "I didn't realize I have pushed him so much." Odysseus wets some fabric in the ocean and lays it across Percy's forehead, not really knowing how much else to do to help. "You didn't make him. He wanted us to get us through that storm safely just as badly as you did," Annabeth soothes. He nods slowly. Yes, though I am the captain, I should have pulled us back. Well, no time to beat yourself up over it. She looks out over the sea. He will be fine. He is strong, I'm sure as soon as he wakes up, he's going to be cracking jokes. Ah, yes, no doubt. He looks out as well. We'll stop on that island, gather food and supplies, and repair any damage while he sleeps. That way we'll be ready to go as soon as he is. Annabeth nods. She doesn't stay out with him long, returning to her partner to help tend to him. His men aren't in good condition either. They're rowing slow with exhaustion, everything soaked through from the storm. Odysseus promises them a rest once they get to the island. Percy wakes the next afternoon, just as they are about to put their anchor down. His hair is ruffled and his clothes lazily drape off his body, armor and chlamys left behind. But otherwise he doesn't look too worse for wear. Thank the gods. Hey, how are you feeling? Odysseus asks. My mouth tastes like I tried to eat the Saharan desert. He replies. I'll fetch you something to drink, he offers. Percy moving to the bow of the ship to wait, Annabeth kneeling next to him to make sure he's okay. Here. He holds him out a cup of water. Don't try to move. If you need anything, ask anyone for it. I don't want you toppling overboard, he tells him. He nods and just settles in. He doesn't think Percy will fight it, but he watches him anyways, making sure he doesn't push himself, though Percy seems quite content to just cuddle with his girlfriend. They aren't normally very physically affectionate around others, but now Annabeth is practically in his lap, her head on his shoulder. Once Percy is set, Odysseus turns his attention to the island, making sure there's no immediate threat on the beach. The island looks rather welcoming, with soft white beaches and a small trail of smoke rising above the trees from someone's fire. Someone lives here. He watches the tree line as the others set anchor and prepare camp, waiting to see if someone will come greet them. But no one does, and his men are too tired to care about some smoke. Percy's already napping in the surf, and his other men soon join him in sleep. He wishes to join them as well, but he can't, not yet. Instead, he takes inventory of what was lost from each ship in the storm. If any need repairs, he makes sure anything that's still damp gets laid out in the sun to dry, and when darkness falls, he builds fires and cooks himself food. They'll need to hunt more in the morning. He also checks on Percy often, making sure he's still breathing. It's so worrying to watch someone sleep underwater. He actually ends up pulling him just far enough out that his head isn't under the water, though it's not long before he's back in the sea. He stays awake most of the night, listening to wolves howl in the distance, but thankfully none come to the camp. Finally, just as the sun starts to rise, Eurylochus wakes up and relieves Odysseus, letting him sleep. When Odysseus wakes again, the sun is high and the fleet is active again, hunting for food, setting up actual tents, preparing for a longer stay. Morning, Captain! Polites calls from a nearby fire. Are you hungry? He asks, bringing some food over. Yes, thank you, Odysseus says as he sits up and takes the food. He rests for a while before finally dragging himself up to check on everyone. Percy awakes and seems to be doing better, talking to Nico and Annabeth, but it seems a lot of the men are also just waking up and starting their day, though there's a notable absence. Where's Eurylochus? Oh, he took the first man to wake up to check out the smoke we saw last night. One of the men answers. When did he leave? They glance up at the sun. Not too long ago, I think. Odysseus nods. Not something he has to worry about then. He's about to continue his check when Eurylochus comes running out of the trees. Eurylochus, what happened? Where are the others you took with you? Odysseus asks quickly, his hand resting on his sword. Captain, the smoke came from a palace. Inside we heard a woman talking. She was so nice, she welcomed us in. I was the only one to stay outside. Eurylochus relays, attracting others' attention now. I planned to come back and get the others, but before I could leave, I heard it, bones breaking, and when I turned around, they were pigs. I ran back here before she could realize I had seen. The witch? Odysseus mumbles. At least he knows they're progressing through the prophecy. I knew I recognized this place. Percy groans. She's expecting me to bring back a couple men, but with our whole fleet we surely could easily take the palace and kill her. Eurylochus insists. We could, but if we kill her, there's no chance for our men to return to normal. We need to be more tactful. I will go and see if I can convince her to let them go. Odysseus decides, if I am not back by sundown, then you may storm her palace and kill her. Captain, you will not be able to talk her into turning them back. Trust me, she's too powerful. Eurylochus argues. I will go with him, Annabeth offers. I have experience with the Witch of Aia. She prefers women over men, so I will have a better chance of convincing her. Eurylochus seems a bit hesitant, but relents. If you think it was best, Captain. I do, Odysseus nods. I'll come too, Percy reluctantly offers. That's all right, seaweed brain. You can wait here. I don't want you turned into a guinea pig. Annabeth chuckles. Percy nods. You better not get turned into one either. I don't think I could handle a rescue mission, he chokes. I won't, Annabeth assures as she and Odysseus head up the path Eurylochus had came down. Odysseus wonders if the witch turns all of her guests into pigs, or if his men did something in particular to earn that punishment. He's drawn from his thoughts by laughter coming from the trees. He quickly reaches for his sword, but hesitates as a familiar voice speaks. What do we have here? I wasn't aware Athena had any children. They coo. Who goes there? Odysseus asks casually, letting his hand rest at his side again. Oh, just a friend who can help you save your man. Hermes says coyly. Even with a demigod on your side? Circe can't be defeated by just anyone. You'll need something that can take away her powers. Luckily, I might have something that can help you with that, he offers, floating down from his resting spot in the trees, winged boots fluttering. And what would that be? Odysseus asks. Hermes, smiling slyly and holding out two small white flowers with thick black roots. It's called Molly. Take it and none of her spells will be able to affect you, he says. Odysseus nods and plucks the plant from his hands. Hermes. He stops him before the god can disappear. Thank you. Hermes smiles. Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die. Good luck. He chirps and then he's gone. And that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. It is so hard to channel Troy's version of Hermes. I tried to go for the eldritch abomination that's trying to be nice and funny. Just a little bit unhinged. Anyways, I hope you hydrated because otherwise you'll die straight. And for those that are straight, I'm going to tell Red Overlord that you weren't drinking. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Take care, my lovelies. Bye-bye.